Hello? Okay, now it's working. Okay. Well, that's why we test things, I suppose. Oh gosh, okay, now I gotta rebalance my mic stand. Oh gosh. There we go. Okay, everything good? Everything good. Beautiful. Hello? Yeah, okay, so that's about right. Yeah, so as we get toward the actual scheduled time, let's see, I should have opened Discord before I opened the stream. Whatever, I'll skip advertising it in Discords for now. As we get toward the actual scheduled time, let's switch over to this one. This is my new project, and I don't know what I want to put in it yet. We will figure that out. So I've been tossing around a couple ideas. Let me open Affinity Studio, or whatever it's called, Affinity Photo, I think. I'm gonna find my tablet pen. 1080p is fine. All right, I need my keyboard too. Just put my keyboard away. Yeah, so I was playing around with a couple ideas. So what should I make today? So, and we've got pen pressure needs to be on. Okay, so the first one is, the 3D text, the 3D falling like chat toy. So it's very popular among my videos. It's very popular. Like people are still watching it. So that's been pretty fun. I haven't worked on it in like 6 months, but people like it. I enjoyed working on it, so I might do more. Let's see. Let's switch over to this view. There we go. Yeah, that's fine. Can't really see the preview, but you can see the thing it's previewing. Number 2 is just basic 3D platformer. And the reason that would be interesting is because it's easy and I've done a lot. And number 3 is a 2D platformer. Which is hard, which is like, oh, one sec. Got a little timer going off in the background. Good cat. 2D platformer. I've actually had a lot of trouble doing the special mechanics like the wall jump, and that sort of thing. I spent like a week trying to get a wall jump working, and I'm still not happy with it. So I guess we could go for like good practice. And what I usually do when I do things in handwriting is I just trace them over with a font. Nope, that's not what I want. That looks about right. And I usually use Anime Ace here, so 1 3D. And let's put that down to like 50 point. What does that look like? Okay, let's see. Nah, more like 100. Yeah, that's about right. 3D falling chat toy. Why is it not? Actually, no, this is not helpful. Let's just get rid of that. I think you can all probably read this. I think what I want to do right now is let's use platformer. And the reason for that is that it was like one of the first things I worked on this channel. And like I know how to do it. I think I even have a video of making one in less than 15 minutes. Let's see, yeah. I've worked on it a lot, so I know basically how to do it. I haven't done anything in Blender in a while, but I've learned how to make like good prototypes in Godot and not have to use Blender. So let's see, I want a 3D scene, node 3D, rename this to main, and then we're gonna add a script. I always like to add a script that's just if input, if input dot action just pressed UI cancel, that's the escape key, get tree.quit. Quit. And what that does is it just says if I press the escape key, the game just quits, which is very, very helpful if I'm trying to quickly test something. Just a basic convenience feature. And then depending on the game, I'll add other stuff as well. Actually, I want to mouse with my left hand right now. I'm a little bit mouse ambidextrous, fun fact. And then, so once that's done, we'll add child node, which is a, not rigid body, soft body, static body, there we go. Static body 3D. Static body. Where's static body 3D? Yeah, static body 3D. Okay, now we need to add a collision shape 3D, and just for simplicity, let's make that a box. And we can see in the 3D view here that that is. Let's just add a child node of a mesh instance. Make that a box as well. And now we have a platform that we can sort of wander around on. And then honestly, I can just make this a scene. 2 branches scene, platform. And then we can add a folder here, child node, node 3D. So the reason it's a node 3D is just so I can have a 3D space, like I can move it around in 3D. And then if I just make a copy of this, move around, make a copy, move it around, do that a couple times. Then we got a game. We got some platforms you can jump on, and then let's see. Let's hide this for a sec. Add child node character body 3D, and that's going to need a collision shape. Let's make that a box too. Why not? And we're going to need a mesh instance for that as well. And then we're just going to want to bring that over here. Let's scale that to like 0.5. Just so it's easier to see. Take that mesh instance, make it a box. Let's see, material. Albedo, we'll just make that nice bright red, I guess. There we go. add a script, or sorry, add a script. Player, okay. And now if we run this scene, select current, yep. Oh, we need a camera. My child node, camera. Let's make sure that's pointed in the right direction. It is not. Oh, we want this to be parented to the transform. Make it a little bit above, rotate it down. How do I see the camera view again? It's a little far away. Let's see, preview. Preview. Oh, it's a little too close. Put that up, rotate that down. There we go. That should work. And then we've got a video game. Cool, yep. I need a kill plane. Child node, area 3D. Child node collision shape 3D, I think. Let's make that another box. Everything's boxes today. And what we want to do is make this really long, not tall. Make it really wide. And then add a script to that. Process on. Oh wait, no, yeah, we're on area 3D, right? Yeah. Okay, so area entered. There we go. On area entered. There we go. How did I do this last time? Reset position. Oh, wait, actually, I need to do some more stuff. Player, okay. And then we do a func reset position. Okay, let's see, 3D inspector, come on. Transform is, okay. Let's just say it's 022. Just put that in, there we go. And then in our script, position equals vector 3, 0, 2, 2. And then in our area 3D, wait, actually, node, body entered, okay. On body entered, there we go, connect to area 3D, yep, connect. If body, the class name, character body 3D dot set position. Okay, and then we need 2 equal signs. Let's see, check Godot, check class name. I guess we're going with DevWorm. Okay. And we got a little kitty cat. Hello, cat. She's a little camera shy, but she likes to hang out near me when I'm programming. Yep. You can jump up. You can jump up on the window. That's fine. Do you want me to open the window for you? Do you think she wants me to open the window for her? There we go. No, no. What do you want, cat? What do you like? What's that? Okay, never mind. I don't know what the cat wants. Do not know what the cat wants.
Hello, classes and class names in Godot are so powerful. I mean, really, when using classes, we can make our code much more reliable, accessible, and more organized. And in this video, I will explain everything there is to know about classes and class names in Godot as we walk through 3 example scenes that I created for this video. In example 1, we will cover a deeper explanation into classes and class names and go over the very basics of how to implement them. In example 2, we will create a player class name and learn how to interact with the player class within a level scene. And in example 3, we will learn about inner classes, how to create them, and what they're used for. But
also, I should roll you a little bit of commentary, just so I'm not just like stealing someone else's content on stream. So, commentary 1, go follow DevWorm. I'm not the biggest fan of it, of everything they do. I think that, especially for their like RPG series, there's a couple things I would do differently if I was making the series, but very accessible videos and good editing.
Quickly, before we get started, if you could please subscribe and drop a like to
I'm jealous of their editing.
Tutorial on classes to more aspiring game developers, so that they can.
Okay, they just told you to subscribe.
And also learn to make their own Godot games as well, then it would mean the absolute world. Okay, so a quick explanation of classes is, for example, let's take the character body 2D node, and then let's add a script. Well, you can see that it says this script extends from a character body 2D, and that is because it extends from that node.
Oh gosh, the compression.
But that node extends from the character body 2D class. What does that class do? Well, it defines all of these properties. It also defines the special functionality that the character body 2D has and what allows it to be different from every.
Oh my god, 720p 50. What do you? Okay, sure.
Other node in Godot. But if we create a class name inside of this script under what it already extends, and we name it something like maybe the player, then we can define this script in node within a custom player class as well. You can kind of see how this is easily going to end up allowing us to access this script from other areas and keep track of what belongs where and just keep our projects more organized in general, which I will be sure to explain more in depth later in this video. Now, one more thing before we get into example 2, where we're actually going to play with classes and learn how they work, is I want to hopefully explain it in a more simple, easy to understand way. And this is a saying that many developers like to say, but it is to think of classes as a blueprint. And really, this is a good way to think about it. For example, if we wanted to create a blueprint of a water bottle, well, the blueprint would include the dimensions or fill level, but the type of liquid can be controlled from outside of this blueprint. And really, that is a simple explanation of how classes work. Hopefully that made a little bit of sense. But let's just get into the real example.
Yeah, so what he's sort of trying to explain there is inheritance, and inheritance is not great for games for a couple of reasons. I kept hearing like I was really into ECS at one point, which is entity component system, and basically what that does is everything is Legos. So if you want to build a dragon, you say, okay, we need a flying Lego to give it wings. We need a fire breathing Lego to make it breathe fire. We need some behavior Legos for it to work. We need a model Lego and some. Yeah, basically everything's Legos, right? And inheritance says, okay, well, a dragon is a flying creature, so let's have a base flying class, and then let's give that to birds and bats and dragons, whatever. But then you get into an issue of like, let's say you want to inherit the fire breathing behavior as well. You can't inherit from 2 sources. It doesn't, it's not like genetics. It doesn't work that way. And the issue with this is that the more complicated your inheritance tree gets, the more likely you are to have to say, okay, if you want to make a dragon and you want to inherit from something, you already have flying creatures, you want to just like, you reuse that code, the more likely you are to just have to like copy paste it, which makes inheritance pointless. And so a lot of modern engines, including Unity and Godot, try to do something called composition over inheritance. So composition is these sort of Lego pieces, and I've already been doing this, right? This is kind of how Godot works. This character body 3D, it's a collision shape animation since in a camera, and those are all like very small parts, and you build a bunch of small parts together, and that's your game. So inheritance is useful. It's useful in a lot of contexts that make more sense for business software. So it's great if you're building like anything UI based. You want to have like basically everything UI based is like a box, and then a smaller box and a smaller box, and that, and you put a button in the smallest box, and that way you can keep everything organized. And if the user resizes it, it stays in its own little thing. So if you look at my OBS here, right, you can see that this captions box is sort of in charge of itself. And then at some point, the program might say, "Hey, you're over here now," or "Hey, resize yourself." But that's a great use of inheritance, because this captions box can you see it's using a bunch of similar stuff to all these other things, so you can build it very quickly. And the object-oriented programming, which is one of the things that inheritance is part of object-oriented programming. It's also sort of got a single responsibility principle, something like that. I forget the exact name. So basically, this everything here is a box you put data into and you get data out of, but nothing that touches this box needs to care exactly how that works. It just says, here's the data I expect to get out, and here's the data I'm putting in, and then like that, and that just means that like if one thing breaks, the whole world doesn't break. That part doesn't work. And so yeah, there's good to inheritance, there's bad to inheritance. I generally am not a huge fan. I like to keep things. Let me pull up my affinity. So the advice I've heard that I basically agree with is, rather than having, really deep inheritance tree like this, so you got the base class and then whatever else, you want to have like wide, so a bunch of different things, and then like this thing right here, this might have a deep inheritance tree for whatever reason. Maybe it's a UI thing, maybe it's whatever. But because of how Godot works, that inheritance tree is self-contained. It's in its own little box here, right? And then if this thing breaks, then this doesn't really care, because it's just a box that holds all of these other things, and these don't care. Like these guys over here don't care, because they're just hanging out next to it, right? If you have let's see, if you have an apple tree, right? If you have an apple tree and this apple here falls, then this apple here doesn't care and this apple here doesn't care. Like they're all independent, and they just happen to be growing right next to each other. Anyway,
because this is where we will be able to learn the most. Okay, so this is our game. As you can see in our 2D scene, we have a little island and we have a background, which is these three icons create the island. We have a collision shape and we have the background. This tile map does absolutely nothing. Don't know why it's in the game, but we have player and Sprite 2D collision shape, and this is our player script. As you can see.
So this is one of my criticisms of DevWorm. Make your own assets. It's not that hard. File new. Let's just make a custom, like 120 by 120. And let's see, this is Steve the player. And Steve is angry. Okay. Steve is angry. Rawr. And I think Steve needs a background color other than white, so let's give Steve... Well, Steve's angry, so let's give Steve a nice red face. Just put that under. Ta-da. That took, what, 30 seconds? And, Affinity Photo is not free, but there's other software that is. You can literally use MS Paint. As long as you don't need animations, you can use MS Paint.
There is nothing about any class names. There's nothing in this game that even involves class names. But if we go to our world and we click play, the only thing we have is some movement and some collisions. So how are we going to add class names and how are we going to make it work within this game? Well, if we go up to our player, just like in example 1 that we talked about, we can go class name and we can make the class name player here in the character. And well, we can see that this is the rest of our script, but none of anything is going to end up happening in this script. So if we go to our world, click on the world and we click on a new scene, we create a new world.gd. We'll keep this process function here, but at the top we want to create a variable. We can name this variable as our player, and we can say this is, or I guess player, and this player can be equal to our player.new, right? So we can instance a version of our player class within our node 2D, within our world script. And in process, we can do different things. Like, I don't know, for example, we can print the player's speed, whatever the player's speed is equal to in our player. Well, if we click play, you can see that we get that variable. We pull it out of our player. Maybe we want to do something else. Maybe we want to end up, I don't know, calling a function. We can say player.takeDamage, and we'll end up calling that function. And obviously, we have nothing to show that we are calling that function, so maybe if we go to the player, we come to take damage.
This is not quite what I want to do for my program, but we shall see. Okay, so I remember being able to do this. Is it just like get class? Okay, yeah, there we go. Why did I even watch that video? Okay, let's just run that and see if it crashes. Player's not declared in the current scope. Okay. Wait, how do namespaces work? Oh gosh. Class name not declared. Godot. Okay. Nope. Really? That's the solution? Just take it out, put it back in? Okay, whatever. Class name player. Okay. Nope. Oh, did I capitalize L player? Okay, there. Okay, capitalize your things correctly and it will work. There we go. Great. So we reached this code. Okay, class player equals string and object. Try player. So did that work? Nope. Player get class. Get class. Usually it asks in the Discord, but I want to do that while I'm streaming, so. Get class equals. Wait, but okay. Well, this is also Python. Or not there. class. Get class. Okay, good class. Okay, so returns a string. This ignores class name declarations. It's base built-in classes. Gosh, remember being able to do this. Okay, so if I get class equals player, well, I don't have anything else. I don't have anything else that could fall right now, so we're just gonna assume that anything that falls is the player, and we've reset the position. Great. Okay, so now we got that going on. So add send the scene. Add environment to scene, and now our game will look a little prettier. Okay. Yeah, so our game is currently working. I can't make this jump really, so we're gonna have to move that box down a bit. Now that should work. I think you can just like live edit things. There we go. And did that save the change? I believe it did. Okay, so let's go to our, okay, so fold this. Let's go to the script. Jump velocity equals, okay, so okay, so traction equals, okay, so that's just getting up, down, left, right, so it's a movement, getting that, and then and we can just add an if here, so if is on floor, go, do all this stuff, else do all this same stuff, but if direction times speed times error multiplier to plier so error multiplier, so that's just so you can't that like you're on ground speed is not the same as var error multiplier equals 0.5, and so I don't know if you'll be able to see this, but you can see I'm moving around pretty quickly in the ground, but then yeah, so I have less control in the air, and then yeah, so that actually feels pretty good. So like taking a running start and then, oh, right, cutting time, I don't have that yet. But yeah, taking a running start and then jumping is going to have a different behavior than running and then taking a running and then moving, trying to move around afterwards. Because you're going to, nope. Nope. Okay, I need to get cutting time in here. Yeah, so that feels about right. Maybe it should be a little bit different, the value, but I'm not sure. So we need to, let me get a running start, jump sideways, there we go. Yeah, so there's plenty of stuff that I could do to make this feel better. Let's see, character by 3D, add child node, timer. Gosh, I remember how to, I can't remember exactly how to do this. Oh, and then I need a custom is on a floor function, so let's get that. Func floor is floor or coyote. By the way, coyote timer named after Wile E. Coyote. Where's my yeah, so he doesn't fall until he looks down and realizes he's falling. Let me see if I can. Okay, not Facebook comment. Whatever. He doesn't realize. Okay, here we go. Yeah, so you can see he doesn't fall immediately. Meep, meep. Yep. Oops. Yeah, so that's why it's called coyote time. Okay, this is my. I'm gonna get rid of my timer program. Don't need it right now. Okay, if is on floor true, else if wait, how do I, okay, no, I'm just gonna flick up the video. I can't remember exactly. Here we go.
In this tutorial, we will be implementing Coyote time in a 2D platformer. As with anything programming related, there are many solutions to solve a problem. In this video, we're going to just be using a simple timer and some logic to add Coyote time to a little retro platformer. The finished project can be downloaded straight from GitHub, links are down below. So this is the project currently with no Coyote time. The demo scene has some platforms, which is created with a tile map for the player to move and jump on.
And if you're thinking this is 2D, my game's 3D, we're going to have issues, we are not. It's the same principle.
Player scene that provides movement, animation, and a jump sound effect.
Basically, the way the code currently works is if I'm on floor. Wait, no. Here we go. If I'm pressing the jump button and I'm on the floor, I jump. Otherwise, so both of those things have to be true. So if I press the jump button and I'm not on the floor, then nothing happens, right? And so what this is, what Coyote time does is it just gives me a little more extra, like basically fake floor. It gives me a little extra fake floor that I can jump off of, even though it's not really there. And the reason for that is that that's how it feels like it should be, because when you're trying to make the longest possible jump in a video game, you want to be at the end of the platform to make the jump. And often when you're actually jumping, you're jumping off nothing, which feels like if you're jumping off nothing, you should move. But in reality, you can't get temporal resolution that high that players can actually respond to. So it's better to just give them a little leeway. If they're very close to a platform when they jump, they should just jump. And this is pretty much any platformer you've ever played, 2D or 3D, it does some version of this because it just feels right.
I also added a camera.
Like, lying to players is a long honored game dev tradition, even before even before video games. Like Dungeons and Dragons, right? A lot of what you do as a dungeon master is, well, some dungeon masters do it, some dungeon masters don't, but fudging the dice a little bit for in favor of the players, that sort of thing.
As a child of the player, so the camera will follow along with the player's movements. Running the project, you can see we have a nice little retro platformer. The movement feels pretty good and tight. We do have a problem though. So when I jump close to the edge of a platform, it feels like my character should have jumped when they haven't. Code-wise, there's no bugs, it's all working as it should. This is because when I jump in these scenarios, the player is technically not on the platform anymore. So this is where coyote time comes in. Coyote time allows us to have a grace period after falling off a platform to still perform a jump, which results in a much smoother experience for the player. So let's go implement that now. First we need to add a timer to the player scene and rename it to coyote timer.
Yep.
Then set it as a one shot with a wait time of 0.15 seconds.
Okay, yep, so I always forget to do that because it's not one shot by default. So timer, inspector, check one shot, uncheck under, 0.15 is fine for me. If it doesn't work, I'll set it to something else. Oh, there's Angry Steve.
We want the timer to be a one shot as we don't want the timer to restart when it reaches 0. Now let's go into our player script and add an onReady variable that references the newly created timer. Okay, so let's take a second and explain how we're going to implement the logic for adding coyote time to our player. It's only going to be a few lines of code, but since you will likely have a different player script than I have in this demo, we should understand the logic first so you can apply it to your own script. We want to start the timer when the player has transitioned from being on the floor to not being on the floor. Since we're using a kinematic body 2D for the player,
this has been changed since to a character body. We don't use kinematic bodies anymore in Godot 4. This is a Godot 3 thing, but same idea.
We have access to the built-in isOnFloor method, which returns true or false depending if the player is on the floor. In the player script, it's already being used to determine if the player can jump. Another thing to note is that value returned from the isOnFloor method gets updated every time we call move and slide. So what we need to do is create a variable that will store if the player was on the floor before move and slide was called. After move and slide is called, so we need to compare our new...
Right, so we can just make that a global variable. So var was on floor equals false, I guess. It doesn't really matter. Okay, and then we restructure this to do two things with this is on floor. So tab this over. If is on floor was on floor equals true. Okay. Wait, why is this giving me an issue? And then press, yeah, there we go. So yeah, if it was on floor, then this gets called every frame. So if we are on the floor, then was on floor equals true, and then okay, well, let's just watch this.
New variable to the current value from is on floor, and then we start the timer if the player has transitioned from being on the floor to not being on the floor. Then finally, we update the player's jump logic to take into consideration if the coyote timer is active. Running the project now, the player feels consideration if the coyote timer is...
Okay, so okay, right. So that makes sense. So if was on floor and not is on the floor. Okay, got it. And then I wanted that to make its own function. So if it's on floor, return true. If was on floor, wait, if Hello. What's up, cat? What's up? Okay, one sec. I'm gonna go see what the cat wants. Trying not to drop my drawing tablet. I think she just wanted more food. We'll see. If she comes back, I'll give her something else. She's a beautiful creature, but sometimes it's a little hard to understand her when she's asking for things. We'll see. We'll see. Anyway,
Is active. Running the.
So wait, how does this? Okay, so if was on floor and is on floor. Okay, if is on floor, else. If was on floor. Okay, we. Right. How do I? There we go. Unready var right. And we didn't act because this is Godot 4. Ready. Var. Beautiful. Is ancestor is stopped. Come on.
Okay, so let's take a second and explain how using a kinematic true or false depending. Another thing to note every time if the player was on the floor before move and slide was called. After move and slide is called, we need to compare our new variable to the current value from is on floor, and then we start the timer if the player has transitioned from being on the floor to not being on the floor. Then finally we update the player's jump logic to take into consideration if the Coyote timer is...
Okay, got it. Great, so if it's not stopped, so... Wait, okay. So it was on floor, return true. If it wasn't on floor, and Coyote timer already stopped. Okay, start. If it's but if it's not stopped. Wait. So while the Coyote timer is running, you're still allowed to jump. So okay, so no, maybe this shouldn't be a function. Move and slide. If it was on floor. If was on floor, not is on floor, Coyote timer dot start. Beautiful, and then if it's on floor. Okay, there we go. Okay, so now we just if was yeah, if I was on if wait, how does this? Okay, so if is on floor or wait, so if is on floor, we update floor to be true. Wait, no. Move inside, we'll just update that for us. If was on floor, territory dot is if it's or code timer dot where's the not? Okay, if code timer is not stopped, so if it's running, if it's colon, okay, that should work. So now I can jump here. I can jump if I was recently on the, yeah, there we go. That might be a little generous, but we'll keep working on it. I want to do some sort of effect after I jump. Action character body 3D, mesh instance 3D. Let's see, on var player here material. That is the material override, right? Okay, it's just material. My cat is mewing again. She's a good little creature. Okay. What was I doing? If I press jump, then player material dot L color equals so it's RGB, so let's try that 0 0.0 1.0 0.0. Okay, so right, so that'll make the color, and then this is the color. Okay, 1 0. Let's see. Const default player color equals color color 10.7 1.0 0.0 0.07 1.0, right? Yep. What? Const default player color equals. Oh, I need a comma here. there we go. If was on floor, okay, so move and slide. If okay, wait, actually, if I can, okay, wait, if is, wait, so if that's it, if it can jump, right? So if it can jump is on floor or tidy timer is on going. So actually, maybe it should be a function after all. Okay, so func can jump if is on floor, return true if is stopped. If I'm not, if the cutoff timer is going, return true. Return true. Else return false. Okay, so if can jump, player material equals default player color, whatever. Wait, if it is on floor, var is jumping, false. If it's on, okay, so if is jumping, return false. Equals true. And then here, wait, okay, if is on floor can equals true. Oh, is jumping equals, or is false. Okay, I just moved a bunch of different stuff around. Hopefully this all works. Okay, so it appears I can only jump. Wait, no, I can. Wait, why can I jump twice? Why can I only, wait, why can I only jump twice? If is jumping, okay, can jump, if can jump, is jumping is true, if is jumping, if is jumping, return false. Gosh, this is hard. I said 2D platformers were hard, but oops. I said 2D platformers were hard and 3D platformers were easy, but we got the same issue. We we should just draw it. File, new, 1080p, yep. So, here we go. So if we're on the floor, right, can jump. Okay, if we're in the air, coyote timer. Running, can jump, right? Any, and then else can't jump. So we got three ways that you, okay, so like my can jump, if I'm jumping, return false. If I'm on the floor, return true. If coyote timer's going, or if I'm jumping, or if I'm on the floor, or if the coyote timer. Okay, so I just need to reset the coyote timer whenever I jump, right? Is jumping equals true, and how does coyote timer work? One shot. How do I just like start it? How do I just like reset? Coyote timer dot. Okay, just set the wait time to 15. Wait equals 0.15. Coyote timer dot stop. Does that fix it? Does that mean I can't double jump anymore? Nope, I can still double jump. Got too much stuff going on. Okay, so if I'm jumping, I can't. Oh my gosh. Don't I just like start over? Okay, so let's get rid of is jumping. Let's just see where's is jumping, right? If can jump, let's see if that fixes it. Now I can just jump as many times as I want. Cute little cute cat. Again, you can't see her, but she's there. She's very cute. She doesn't like being picked up that much. Otherwise, I'd hold her up. Can jump. Timer stopped. Okay, so if I was on floor and not is on floor. Wait, when am I changing was on floor? Wait, is that it? Was on. Okay, so I'm actually fixing. Okay, so that's the issue. That's the issue. Is on 4. False. Does that work? Nope. Coyote timer is stopped. Was on floor is only true if okay, so was on floor is only true if I started this frame on the okay. Let's just I want to start over. Delete script. Movement. Okay, here we go. So I can jump once. I don't have. I need to reset position. So var default position equals vector3 0 2 2. Let's just make those, make sure it's 0.0 so no one gets confused. And then func set position equals default position. There we go. Oh, I need a column. There we go. So that works. I can move around. I can jump. I need coyote time to be able to, and my air control is too big, so we're gonna do the same thing we did last time. If okay, actually we can do if direction and is on floor. That. No wait. No. Let's just copy paste this whole block. Wait, or we can. I think it's some times speed times air. No, let's just copy the whole block. I think it's easiest. Okay, if direction if is on floor. Boom. All this stuff. Nope, not. Yep, there we go. Else, same stuff, but I just multiply this by air multiplier. Which is not a function, which is not a thing we have yet. Var air multiplier 0.5. There we go. So we should have six. Oh, come on. Oh, I see. There. Now are we happy? Okay. So. Yeah, okay, so we have less air control now. Okay, now we need a coyote timer. And is on floor or OD. Okay, coyote timer I need to make onReady var timer equals bada bing. Okay, and then the way that this worked was if on true var was on true if was on for and not is on for coyote timer dot start. Will that work? Expected statement found indent instead. What? Okay, is on the floor, got it. Okay, let's try that. Oh, I need brackets, parentheses here too. What? Okay, that's not what I wanted. If it wasn't for was on the floor or not is on the floor. Let's put parentheses here. So if it's this and one of these two, okay, there we go. Let's see if that works. Okay, but I can jump infinitely now. Gosh, I gotta rewatch this video. Is on floor or not coyote. Okay. If we're on the floor, coyote timer stopped, then moving. Okay, so if it was on floor, it was moving slide. It was on floor and not equals. Okay. Okay. Let's try this. Please work. Yay! Big thanks to where's it? Big thanks to Steve Pixelface. Go follow Steve Pixelface. Go give Steve Pixelface some love. Oh. Boom. Very helpful tutorial. Okay, we finally got jumping working, and it only took an hour and 25 minutes since the start of the stream. Woo! I'm such a good programmer. I would say controls feel pretty good right now, actually. It jumps a little floaty. Maybe we can bump gravity up times 1.2. that feels a little better? I'm not sure. Okay, now we need some way of... There's like a 3D text thing, right? Text. Text edit. Text. Limitations, text mesh. Okay, so it's called a text mesh, I guess. Text. Why is it not coming up? Mesh instance. .2.
So you want to make text in 3D in Godot, but you realize it is actually more difficult than quantum mechanics? Let's get started.
It is not
Use
more
Ctrl
difficult.
A to add a sprite 3D. Then viewport render a texture. Click empty.
Sprite 3D. Okay. Wait, did I just... Last time I did this, did I just like make it in Blender? Wait, actually, I can go look at my own channel because I've done this before. I'm so smart. Oh, this audio sounds terrible.
Yep.
I need to go that way,
Yep.
and I need to go this way.
Yep.
Let's see.
Okay, okay.
Okay, last one. Here we go.
Oh wait, no, this is making my girlfriend try. Okay, let me
Oh, okay, forward. Okay, yeah, I fixed this one. And we're very close. There, jump. You can jump forward. That doesn't look good, but it does work. Sort of. Okay. Yeah, so we got an issue with you falling off the level. Okay, so that's... I believe that's everything that I can get done in 15 minutes. So we've got our level. We've got this thing.
okay, what am I thinking of? Speedrun maybe? No, wait. Let's see if 3D. Okay, here we go. I think this is the video I wanted. I think this is what I did. Okay, so how did I do that? Wait, okay, there we go. Oh, text mesh. Okay, it's just it's not a thing you can search. It's just a mesh instance. Okay, so it's part of mesh instance. Got it. Okay, so mesh, text mesh. Put that in 3D. Yeah, last time I made this, I literally just had a text mesh. How do I change the text? There we go. You win. Font. Load. You know, default font is fine for now. That text is tiny, so I need to make it. Let's see, transform, scale. Let's make that 5. Yeah, that looks good. Material, new material. I made it green last time, or I made it gold last time. That looks pretty good. All right, there we go. You win. And then let's see. Wait, actually, I can change. I can open this scene. Add this platform. Sure. Yeah. Literally, all I need to do is class name. Class name block. Wait, actually, let's not do that. Undo that. Okay. Name win block. Okay, there we go. So we attach a script. No, actually, no, we just where's save as. Can I just press F2? Win block. Now we just add that to here. Wait, no, heck. Let's just do it the last time. The way we did it last time, which was an area. Well, no, because I know how to. How do you like get collisions in Godot? I remember I know how to. I remember I've done this, but Godot. Sure, let's do this one. I don't know why this is okay. There we go. I've watched a lot of YouTube. Okay, so
welcome back, everyone. In this lesson, when the enemy collides with our player, it is going to call that game over function. Now, to do this, we first of all want to select our player. We want to go into where we have the node window here next to inspector. Select groups, and we want to add our player to a new group. Now, a group is basically like tagging the object.
Wait,
and this just allows
player. Okay, is it an add-on or what is that? Okay, so Godot 3D node groups. Okay. Oh, actually, no. I want to add this to a group platform. Okay.
allows us to quickly identify, what sort of node this is. So I'm going to add player right here, click add, And now our player node has the player group. So what we can do with this is, if we go back into our script, select our enemy script, we need a way of detecting when a collision has happened, when the enemy has entered another body. Now to do that, we can select our enemy node here. We can then go over to the node window once more, but select signals. And in signals here, we have a bunch of them. And a signal is basically a function.
Okay, so, and then I can take the signal from... Start by 3D. Oh, do I need to go into here? No. Oh, signals, okay. Visibility changed, mouse exited, aim, no. No, I do need to get it from the player. With Godot. Try this one, I guess.
Hey guys, this is the Polyglot Programmer, and today we're going to talk about collisions on the Godot engine. And so let's get started. And collisions on the Godot engine.
This sounds interesting. I'm gonna add that to my watch later.
Engine is governed by one node called Collision Shape 2D. You probably noticed that every time that we add some type of body, it doesn't matter what type in our scene, it asks for a Collision Shape 2D. So for example, if we come in here and we add a static body, it has this exclamation point and it's asking for a collision shape, right? And I'm just gonna leave this guy right here because we're gonna use it right after, right? And the collision shape 2D, all it does is sets the boundary for the collision, right? So you can see that the ground, for example, which has a complex collision, it has a concave polygon shape, right? I have a player, and my player is this guy over here. It's a capsule. And so if I select the collision shape, you're going to see that it has the collision shape has a capsule shape, right? And the same goes for the wall, right? I have a wall.
Okay, let's see if I can find some text-based ones that'll using carried by get set of all current collisions. Yes, there is. She's not found. Okay. Retrieve the frame of colliding body. var collision equals. Okay. Okay, move and slide. Okay. Yeah, okay, I'm just gonna use an area 3D, it's fine. So mission since 3D, let's call that you win. Child node area 3D. Actually, we can do this. Make this a little less stupid. I need a collision shape. Make a box. Let's see. What was it? Okay, well, I can't remember how did you, okay, there we go. No, that box is in the right spot. Come on. Area 3D, there we go. There we go. I actually want to make that a little bit smaller, so you have to actually hit the... Yeah, there you go. So if you just like hit the edge and fall off, it doesn't count. Although this is a character body 2D, so I think actually if you, right, it doesn't tilt at all. So yeah, so actually the going to the edge is fine. I used to do this with rigid bodies because I think they're more fun. But today we're doing UN. Okay, actually, let's just make this a child. There we go. Area 2D script. Signals. Body entered. Connect that to itself. On body entered. If body. Wait, how do I do it over here? No, wait, I got rid of that. I think. Equals player. Class name. Wait, how do you get a class name? I get class equals player, and then I need to make sure that my character by 3D has, okay, yep. Okay, there we go. Win switch. There we go. Not show. Okay. What am I doing? Body get class. I had this issue like half an hour ago. Get class. Costume player, so it's the same thing. Oh wait, I just gave up on it. Body. Does this have the same issue? Is this thing? So that time, this one works. By get class equals player. This one doesn't. Body dot class equals player. On body entered. Huh. But that's the same over here. Body entered body, on body entered body. Body get class, body get class. Player. Maybe it's like if print. There's 3, okay. Valid operands string object. Last name player, okay. Player instance. Can I just get that name? Is that a thing? Yeah, I didn't think so. Good class. Ugh. Well, I've heard this. I've done this before. I just don't remember how. So if I do I have to instantiate the play? I just want to. And the reason I'm bothering with this is last time I had to like last time I did this I had to like just have the Area 3D not touch the box here, which it currently is. Okay, in that case I can just if these aren't tossing, I can just get rid of all this, bring this in, dot show, and then I mean the game works. Just go over here. You win, yay! Okay, I have successfully made a video game. Yeah, I'm a little bit rusty. I can't lie. So that's part one, I guess. I think I'm gonna just call this a stream after hour and 50. Do some research off stream, and next week sometime I will expand this. I feel like I spent most of my time watching other people's videos. All right, well, thanks to everyone who came. Thanks for all the non-live viewers. If you got this far and you're non-live, if you're watching this VOD, please let me know below. You know, that's super fun to see. Thank you to Steve Pixelface for helping with Godot Coyote Time. Would not have been able to do that by myself.